Well, let me start with Anwar Ibrahim, who I think you are referring to, or defeated Prime Minister Najib, both of which are very important people. Let's start with the deposed incumbent, that is Prime Minister Najib Razak. Mahathir, Prime Minister Mahathir now has made it very, very clear that he does want to draw a line, a very strong line under the perceived indiscretions of 1MDB, the state fund, allegations of fraud, allegations of cronyism and corruption, etc. So he's made it very clear, in his words, heads will roll. So that's going to be a very clear mandate that his government has to really clean house from the previous administration. Let's get on to Prime Minister, Prime Minister in waiting, I should say. Bear with me, Anwar Ibrahim. He is expected to be released from prison tomorrow. He is the jailed opposition leader, and let's not forget that Prime Minister Mahathir has had a very strained relationship with him. He was a former mentor to Anwar, turned nemesis. So it will be very interesting to see how everything aligns, especially given the fact that there are some fault lines starting to emerge in this new ruling coalition. Let's get back to the market, shall we? Because we did see an initial bout of volatility. The KLCI was down in the first half an hour trade, as expected, mind you, by about 2.5%. Not that bad, all things considered, given the very historic and very momentous nature of this opposition win, effectively breaking the grip, a 6-decade-long grip on power by the ruling Barisan Nasional ruling coalition. So the markets have regained some composure. Nevertheless, we have seen some weakness in infrastructure stocks. GST and the repealing of GST is the biggest question here moving forward. Mahathir has made that a central campaign pledge. The ratings agencies fear that this is going to result in fiscal slippage. But consumption stocks, they've been the big beneficiary of this proposal by Mahathir to roll back a GST. And consumption looks as though it is the long-term bet, a strong long-term bet if you want to bet on Malaysia. Let's bring in Mark Mobius now.
So I think you have to pick and choose, but you have to be careful from the political viewpoint. You know, you got to look at those companies that were in favor of Najib and who were not, and sort of pick and choose from a political viewpoint. Very, very important. The other thing I think is that if the GST is eliminated, which might be politically a good idea, as he said, as we just heard, the consumer stocks will look quite interesting.
It is early days, but broadly speaking, Jeff and Steve, I think the markets, international and domestic investors, do like what they see. They like the fact that this new administration has moved very swiftly and very decisively to appoint a cabinet, appoint a finance minister, Mr. Lim Guan Eng, and he is a former chief minister of Penang, which is one of the strongest states economically within Malaysia. It has performed quite strongly, so the markets like that track record. They also like the fact that this new administration and Mahathir has appointed what's been called as a council of eminent persons, and this is effectively an interim advisory body that is going to help advise and steer this new government on economic policy over the next 100 days, over this very important and crucial transition period. So it includes such people as the former central bank governor, very well respected in this country and internationally, that's Zeti Akhtar Aziz, and also Robert Kwok, the Malaysian but Hong Kong-based businessman, Tan Sri Hassan Marakan, the former Petronas chief executive, and also Tun Daim Zainuddin, who is the former finance minister. He's effectively steering and heading up this panel. The markets really like that. And a lot of mainstream Malaysians actually like this advisory panel. They're going to be charged also with drawing a line under 1MDB. They like it so much, the Malaysian public, that they've even affectionately called it Malaysia's own Council of Elrond, or a Jedi Council, or the Justice League. But I'm not trying to say that everything is hunky-dory over here. There's a lot of work to do. And I think the concern from the market perspective is if this new administration gets too embroiled in witch hunting, going after the previous administration, not spending enough time on formulating economic policy and positioning this country for growth.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.